welcome to Movie Rehash. Today, I am going to explain a thriller movie released in 2021, titled Cry Macho. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and subscribe our channel. In the Texas of 1979, Mike Milo is a former rodeo star forced to retire after his horse falls on his leg. He arrives late for work and is scolded by his boss, Howard Polk. Howard later approaches Mike about hiring him to travel to Mexico and bring back his 13-year-old son, Raphael, known as Raffo. Though hesitant at first, Mike ultimately agrees to the task. He embarks on the journey and encounters Howard's ex-wife, Lita, along with her associates Aurelio and Lucas. Lita reveals to Mike that Raffo has a penchant for trouble and is likely to be found at a cockfight. Indeed, Mike locates Raffo at a cockfight, where the young boy eagerly pits his pet rooster Macho against other contenders. As the police intervene and the chaos ensues, Raffo disappears into hiding. Mike manages to track him down and engages in a conversation. Initially mistaking Mike for one of his mother's lovers sent to fetch him, Raffo's interest peaks when Mike mentions his association with Raffo's father. Over a meal purchased by Mike, the two bond further, and Mike convinces Raffo to accompany him on the journey back to Texas. The duo returns to Lita's residence so Raffo can gather his belongings. Hearing their conversation, Lita chuckles and mocks Mike, revealing that Raffo had already slipped away from him. In a brazen move, she invites Mike up to her room, attempting to seduce him, but he politely refuses her advances. Enraged by his rejection, Lita commands Aurelio and Lucas to eject Mike from the premises. As Mike exits, Lita instructs the two henchmen to tail him, setting a watchful eye on his movements. As Mike begins his departure from town, he's taken aback when Macho unexpectedly leaps out from the back seat, causing him to swerve off-road. Despite the sudden scare, Mike regains control and brakes just in time. Peering into the back seat, he discovers Raffo hiding among his belongings. Although Mike is initially resistant to the idea, Raffo boldly takes matters into his own hands, grabbing Mike's wallet and effectively coercing him into allowing the young boy to accompany him back to Texas. The duo visits a diner for lunch. Raffo tries to drink tequila, but Mike intervenes. Mike steps out to call Howard, and Raffo sneaks a sip of his beer. When they prepare to leave, Aurelio appears and attempts to take Raffo. Mike strikes Aurelio, who then falsely accuses Mike of kidnapping. Raffo defends Mike, revealing Aurelio's abuse and his own welts. Enraged locals attack Aurelio, allowing Mike and Raffo to escape. Mike and Raffo briefly stop on the road and talk, where Raffo talks about how his mother always had strange men coming in and out of their house that he would be forced to listen to. Moments later, their truck gets stolen by thieves. They walk all the way into town and get new clothes before finding an abandoned car. The pair drive until they come across a cafe run by a woman named Marta, as they find that authorities are looking for them. Raffo tells Marta about their situation, and she agrees to shelter them. However, Mike stays in a building with a holy shrine, which makes Raffo uncomfortable about trying to sleep in there. Before going to sleep, Mike tells Raffo about how he lost his wife and son in a car accident a while back. During their stay, Mike and Raffo integrate into Marta's family. Mike shares his rodeo expertise with Raffo, teaching him to ride like a pro. Mike gets in touch with Howard and learns that his main motive for asking Mike to get Raffo was to get Lita to give him half his shares and investments that he made a while ago. Despite Howard claiming he really does want to be with his son, Mike is upset with this news but keeps this info from Raffo. The two continue to spend time with Marta and her family, and Mike begins to develop feelings for her. In the morning, Mike spots the authorities searching for him and Raffo, prompting a hasty departure from Marta and her family. As they flee, two officers give chase, compelling Mike to seek refuge temporarily. Alone with Raffo, Mike divulges Howard's true intentions, inciting Raffo's anger toward him. The officers eventually catch up, subjecting their car to a thorough search in a desperate hunt for contraband. Finding nothing, Raffo takes matters into his own hands, offering a bribe to one of the officers in exchange for their freedom. Mike and Raffo head towards the border, but Aurelio finds them, causing a confrontation. He holds them at gunpoint, but Macho startles him, allowing Mike to disarm and disable Aurelio. Mike takes Aurelio's car and finishes driving Raffo to the border. The two part ways, but Raffo lets Mike keep Macho before he goes to join Howard. Mike ends up staying in Mexico and goes back to Marta's home, where he is seen dancing with her. In this way, movie ends here. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more interesting movie recaps.